Hello, everyone. This is Will and Jason with DisneyInfinity.tv, bringing you another trailer breakdown. Today is May 22nd, 2014, and a new Marvel Superheroes trailer dropped today. It actually leaked yesterday, but we wanted to make sure we waited for the official release. But what we're going to do now is do what we always do with these things and break down the nitty-gritty of the trailer and see what bits and pieces we can get out of it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jason and get things started.
Thanks, Will. As as you said, it did leak yesterday, but that doesn't matter. We only cover official content here.
That's right,
Um,
except for rumors. Sometimes we
yeah,
talk about rumors.
yeah, totally. But yeah, I think before we begin, I think the overall review of this trailer is it didn't tell us a great deal, but as we discovered just prior to this launching, maybe it has told us a little bit more than we thought. So let's
Yeah,
get into it, but we expect this not to be a long one.
right. Yeah, it's gameplay of a play set, so we generally like to, or it's easier for us to pick out bits and pieces of toy box information because it's a little more vague and sometimes harder to find stuff out. But with this, we'll just kind of see how it goes, and we do have a few fun things to talk about. So
Um, yeah, so obviously we're starting with the Disney Infinity logo again, is just clearly to let us know that this is the platform.
oh,
The official,
we,
yes.
we lost your audio for a second, but
Oh,
now we're
that's all right.
good.
Okay. Probably because I was advancing the video. That's all right. This is the official title of this play, not the official title, the play set. That's what we're about to discuss. Is Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes? Is what would we call that? Well, it's the
I I'm guessing. I'm thinking, and it may make sense in the next screen, but I think
yeah
Marvel Superheroes is a series of Disney Infinity. So this is Marvel Superheroes is going to be where all the Marvel stuff happens.
yes, because here we have what appears to be the official um, logo of what they're calling the Avengers Play Set.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
that's an interesting um, it's an interesting definition for a couple of things, and the main thing being that we know the official terminology from Disney is that this is the Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes. They've they've titled this obviously the Avengers playset, but they've also said in their official press releases that this playset features Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow, which we have seen, which we see in this trailer.
and
Um,
we know that comes with the starter pack.
that's right, and that to me is the interesting fact that the three figures in this initial what's the released information of the Marvel Superheroes pack has got the three figures from one playset. Does that not seem strange to you?
Yeah, I don't know if this means that, if we're going to get other Marvel playsets that might have their own starter packs. For example, maybe we could be getting a Guardians of the Galaxy playset, which has its own starter pack, which could include three figures because it's also a large team. I think there's five or
Yeah.
four or five, depending on how you want to look at those characters. So yeah, so does this mean that each kind of I don't think each playset's going to have its own necessarily starter pack, but maybe each series within the Marvel superheroes series could. I don't know.
Yeah, because if you think about it, obviously the original set had three different play sets in it, and we had a character from each. Well, we now know that that can't be the case here because I believe they've confirmed that there is limited amount of crossover as far as the playsets, like it has been in the past, and so
Right.
there's no point in packaging the Guardians of the Galaxy playset in this starter set because you're getting no figures. The only figures you're getting with this starter set are only compatible, seemingly, with the Avengers playset. So to
Yeah, but
me, I think this does suggest a hint that we might be getting other playsets, and I for hoping that we'll get a complete Disney version, like Disney character version, starter set at the very
right.
least.
Yeah, that's what I would agree with. I think that other Marvel superhero playsets are going to be like the playset packs we've had in the past. Take Toy Story, for example, that came with Buzz um, and Jesse and the playset piece. So they're giving you a couple figures for that playset. So I don't think Marvel Superheroes is going to have another starter set, but I agree with you that this definitely lends to the idea that the Disney, whatever Disney superheroes or whatever they call it, Disney classics, let's just call it that as a guess, is going to be part of Disney Infinity 2.0, but it's part of the Disney series, and so the Disney series would probably have its own starter set, like you're saying.
Yeah. And maybe we can also read into it then because I don't know whether it's a value proposition, but can we maybe assume then that if we're only going to get, which seems to be the case, if we're only going to get one play set in this starter pack, we can probably assume that this is a much bigger game than what was that we like from the play sets from 1.0. Although they were still like 6 to 8 hour
Yeah.
campaigns per playset, weren't they? I mean, they weren't nothing. They weren't trivial by any means.
Right. Yeah, I don't. That's a great question. I mean, I think the only one that would be comparable to this would be the Incredibles, and the Incredibles had a lengthy campaign, and so did the other two, MU
And
and
none of them felt like cheap as far as like extending for the sake of extending. They were really good. All of the playsets I think were all very good.
agreed.
But I just find it interesting that it seems like there's only.
We lost your audio again, Jason.
Sorry, will you talk while I advance?
Okay. So here we're looking at we saw the Avengers Tower there in the distance, and we're looking at the New York skyline yet again. And here we get some more ice, maybe. Yeah. And then it looks like these guys, we've had a few commenters comment on some of our other trailer breakdowns, and we thank you for that. But these are frost giants from the Marvel universe. It looks like they are going to be a lot of the bad guys in this. Probably not all, but it reminds me of the I don't know, I don't remember what the robots were called in the Incredibles, but kind of your general enemy fodder.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I think they will be plentiful.
hmm Yeah, it even seems like we see a few different versions of them throughout this trailer. So here we have Loki. So that figure, or that character, Jason,
Yes.
I think he's a playable character. If you look at him, it's not. It kind of looks like it's not a pre-positioned pose, and there was even some discussion about this on the Disney Infinity fans forum. It almost looks like it's a one of the general. I forget what it's called, but when the character is just standing around, they're just
Yeah.
laid back poses, and yeah, I just think he's going to be a playable character. I think he's going to go along the lines of Syndrome. Like you could play with him in this pack, I would assume, and that doesn't prevent you from fighting him at the same time.
Yes. I thought of that myself this morning because as you just said, like in Disney Infinity 1.0, you could play as the villains in the game, and I wonder whether that's something Marvel maybe rejected I'm not saying they did or didn't, but it seems to be like something that Marvel might want not to happen. Because I mean, I think it was handled fairly well in 1.0 with Syndrome and the likes, and wasn't it? I can't remember now. It's been a while, but if you were playing as the Davy Jones in the pirate set, didn't you fight Jack Sparrow on the
No,
ship? No, or was it just another
no, it
Davy
was
Jones?
just another Davy Jones.
So that's my text message. One day I'll learn to turn my phone off. Um, but yes, I agree. I think he's absolutely well. Let's put it this way: he's clearly got some detail in him that he warrants a character, like
Right.
an actual figure. And there's no point in having a figure if you can't play it.
Yeah, and he's definitely one of the most beloved characters in the movies. Uh, so during this part of the trailer, Loki is narrating it, and I don't think it's Tom Hiddleston, but it does sound an awfully like a lot like him, and I kind of hope it is Tom Hiddleston, actor who plays Loki in the movies.
Yes, and again, it's. I mean, that'd be nice, but at the same time, it's clearly not the Robert Downey Jr. as the Iron Man and the likes, and so it would be a little bit weird having some of the film franchise voices mixed with like cartoon-based voices, or I think in a
Mm,
way it'd kind of be smoother if everyone was just a unique Infinity version of the voice. But
right.
you're right, it does sound similar.
Yeah. So it's also important to point out that all of the gameplay, well, I'm not sure about this part, but the with the figures and everything are all in gameplay, and there's even a watermark that tells you that.
Yes, and I was also thinking there was cutscenes in 1.0, wasn't there, in the play sets? They weren't
Mhm.
necessarily um, super elaborate. They were all in-game, sort of in the confines of the toy box, so to speak. This is a particular cutscene that seems outside of that,
Pre-rendered.
but I guess you would group that with like all the scenes in the Pirates playset where the ships would come out of the water and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. This could be something that they've just done for the trailer also.
yes, it kind of does look pre-rendered to me though.
Yeah, oh,
Well, not
definitely.
pre. So I mean, it looks in-game to me. The resolution's not that, texture's not that high on
Yeah.
it.
So we're getting those
Okay,
environmental effects still, which is still something to be excited about because this is new for the game.
definitely.
And we have Thor and Iron Man themselves.
And again, we're getting Thor, Black Widow, and Iron Man in the starter set. That's right.
Yep, yep. So here's two of the three. So this part of the trailer, it's just kind of going through the Avenger playset characters, which is obvious. They're the characters that they've shown off, but it's kind of cool that they are confirming. These are the characters meant for this playset.
Yeah.
The combat still looks awesome. I'm still really excited about the combat. And I can't wait to see what the different abilities that are unlocked. So, Jason, there's a cop car going in the background, and we're assuming this is a playset since it's titled the Avengers Play Set. So, looks like you are going to have a little bit of, I don't know, liveliness in the world.
And I love that the cars also have that Infinity toy look.
Hmm.
I think it's
Yep.
really cool. They remind me of Micro Machines, actually.
Yeah, it totally does. That's awesome.
Look how Hulk's arms are separated there. See how it's like separated off his body? I really just dig that style.
I do too. I love the toy, and even the frost giants you can see there on the corner of his shoulder too.
Yeah, there's something really cool about that.
Yeah, yeah, really making that toy feeling consistent.
I think this is going to be an amazing figure. I think it's probably going to be the one of the coolest figures as far as its size is concerned. I'm really looking forward to seeing Hulk next to Wreck-It Ralph.
Hmm. Yeah, there's something about mass with these figures. You have some tiny figures, you have some more dainty figures, but the big figures are really, really kind of cool. And Hulk, I have a feeling, like you said, it's just gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. This is Hawkeye, and it's really showing you kind of that sharpshooter brawler aspect of him. He's sitting on top of a building, shooting down on players, so it looks like there's some range combat. And these
Which
look
is
like
cool.
more frost giants than the ones we just showed. These look like a more leveled up version.
Mm.
I'm sorry, Jason. What were you gonna say?
No, nothing. I was just saying I like the idea of a ranged character. Like I like the fact that you can give Hawkeye something that, makes him somewhat different.
Yeah, I mean, really imagine the possibilities if the playsets are online co-op. How much fun that would be! You could have a brawler like Hulk or something in close, and then you could have Hawkeye doing damage from afar. So
Yeah,
there's a
that's a good
floating
point.
in the background here. You can see a floating health, so it looks like they're going to be a health
Mm.
system in this playset.
Yeah, because what was it? Just was it just regenerative health in the first one? I can't remember now.
I was trying to remember. Yeah, I don't remember either. I think it is though because when you're playing in the toy box, it's the same thing as uh, I think yeah, it was regenerative.
I guess that would make sense in a skill tree world, in that because there's
Hmm.
not much point in putting life points, or health points boosts into your character
Oh
if it's all
yeah,
just regenerative, I guess.
yeah, that's a good point.
Is this a character by the looks of it, Black Widow?
What's that?
Is this primarily a melee character by the looks of it?
Yeah, I think she's gonna kind of be like a Hawkeye. I think she's gonna wield guns, but be able to do some close quarters combat. Then you have the Cap showing off the super jump again. Can you back that frame up a little bit, Jason? Actually, right as he's jumping. So this is interesting. So it looks like the weather, assuming this is still in New York, it is going to be dynamic. So it doesn't look like it's going to be frosty all the time. It looks like in parts of the place that it is going to be bright, sunny days.
Which is good.
Hmm.
Yes, no, I think that's nice. But now it's gone back to frost.
Yeah. Well, it's not a linear timeline.
I think the playsets maybe will play it a little bit differently this time, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more of the. Remember in the first one, certain figures could only do certain things. Remember they had
Hmm.
the the plates just stood on. You only could do those missions with those characters. Hopefully we see
Right.
maybe an evolution of that this time. That when you get Captain America, it opens up a whole slew of different, you know,
That would be
missions and
awesome.
stuff that only he can do. Because I think that'd be kind of nice. And then maybe that would explain why he was walking around in a non-frosty environment. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Mini side quests that have their own stories specific to the characters.
Yeah, that'd be that. I think that'd be nice.
I think combat's going to be a lot of fun in this one. It does seem very varied, and it seems like each character is going to bring something unique to it, which is something different from the old one.
Yeah, and as you said, I think it'll be that tenfold if they're going to give us co-op,
Hmm.
like an online co-op situation. If we could have an online four-player co-op playset, wow, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves though.
We'll wait for clues about that.
Definitely. Now this
So
is that's in the other thing, isn't it? That looks like it's in the tower defense level to me.
yeah, it does to me as well. And you can see their blocks. Look in the background, you see those are actual toy box blocks. So it's pretty safe to say this is not part of this particular part isn't part of the actual play set. It's part of those adventures.
Phenomenal uppercut there by the cat.
Yeah, combat and mobility in this game is going to be just a lot of fun. What's happening there, I wonder? Is that just like a ground stomp, or because one
Yes.
thing about Hulk, is he going to have the ability to change into anything else, or is he Hulk angry all the time?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I assume he'll be in Hulk form the entire time, although it would be amazing if that's not the case.
Yeah, they could treat it like a an outfit. I mean, although it's different for Hulk, but you know how everyone else.
Well, I guess it'd be cool to have like an anger level that you have to destroy a certain
Um,
amount of stuff in order to get to Hulk stage.
that's a good idea. Like yeah, I like that. Like a berserk meter or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't remember how they've handled it in previous Hulk games. I don't think I've really played that many Hulk video games before.
Yeah, I don't think I played any. So
Again,
just
Cap.
showing off. So now we're getting into the toy box section where they just briefly show it off.
And I think we might have even seen this exact footage of one of the previous trailers,
Yep, yep. I think we
possibly.
did. You know, one of the big things is the whole tree set or treehouse stuff, which is completely new. And you can see some other new things, like I don't know if that's a an agrabah in the background to the right of the tree there. I don't. I was trying to figure out what those town pieces are to the left of it. Looks like
Yeah,
there's straw thatched roofs.
I think they look really cool. Yeah, I think I don't know, whatever it is, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, and look at those. Look how those buildings are separated too. I wonder if that has something to do with. Well, oh, I guess it's just popping in. Never mind. You can disregard
Yes.
that.
Obviously, there's something to do with Brave in this, so that's possible those buildings are Brave related, although Brave didn't. Well, it's hard to tell. Did they have a village
Yeah.
scene in Brave? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I remember like kind of medieval Irish castles and stuff, but
Yeah.
and then we have the set.
Yeah, again, so that's all the announced figures at this stage, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Outside of Loki, no one else knew except for the bad guys they showed off.
And I don't know, oh, it's tough. Yeah, we know like if Loki and all that are in it, then that's quite an amount of figures for one playset.
Yeah, it'll be the max that we've seen so far.
Yeah, because what The Incredibles is the biggest one so far, is it
Hmm.
for
Yep.
playsets?
Yep. With
Yeah.
5.
So, oh yeah,
Yeah. So this is already surpassing.
I think that's a hint that I think this is just going to be a playset on a much bigger scale. That's sort of going to feel like the three individuals combined into one big thing.
Well, and you're kind of going to want that, right? With the character progression. So if there are any other Avenger characters that are playable in this, you're going to want to have replay value in the playset so you can go and level up your other characters.
Yeah. And again, I think you're spot on. I think Marvel superheroes, we can confidently say that's the series.
Hmm.
It's the Marvel superheroes series.
Which is a good thing because that covers Big Hero 6, that covers X-Men, that covers Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it covers a lot, and it doesn't really have to do with Disney. So if we have a Disney Infinity, Disney Classics, or whatever they call it, then it can people that are diehard Disney or diehard Marvel, they can kind of have their own separate areas that doesn't necessarily have to overlap.
This is hilarious. I
Yeah,
just want to say this is this is absolutely well done, and of course it's another really good look at this Spider-Man vehicle.
yeah, yeah. The little spider buggy.
There's no mistaking that. And I assume that I mean I assume there's no spider buggy in any comic book lore. I don't know. I haven't read the entirety of Spider-Man comics, but to me that is classic toy,
Uh,
the spider vehicle.
so it looks like there is a spider mobile, and it looks almost exactly like it. Let me see if I can
Really.
pull this up. At least from the old classics. Uh,
That's interesting. So I guess Spider-Man uses that when there's nothing to sling onto. It's like, oh, I better go get my car because this is not going to go well.
every superhero needs their car. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oop, it's not liking me. But this is funny.
This stuff here to me looks like higher resolution than the in-game,
It does,
which
but it
means,
is a work in
as,
progress.
but again, I think this is sort of still in-engine, but I reckon they've designed these characters to this sort of quality
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. I'm thinking. So
for complete future-proofness.
Matthew is saying the Spire Buggies from the '70s comics.
Right. Well, that's super cool. Like, it's good. Like, that's good for the Marvel fans that they, just like we were pumped when we saw the original Disney Parks content in
Mm,
1.0. It's great that looks like they're going to touch upon and respect all forms of Marvel fans.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tyler Brown's watching live in the chat room too. Hey Tyler, glad you could join the live breakdown as well. Right as we're finishing things up here. But you know what? This is that infinity humor that they have brought in other playsets. They're toys, right? So they're not taking themselves too seriously.
Totally, and I think that yeah, I think that totally encompasses the whole ethos of the thing. Like it's what it's meant to be about. You playing with your toys and just having a ridiculous amount of fun with them, inventing these stupid little fun stories.
Right, right.
Who hasn't taken a toy car and smashed it into another toy car?
That's I used to have an entire game called Crash and Burn when I was a kid.
Break down on those game rules, and they could pass that on.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is, and of course all the platforms at the bottom, minus the Wii, as we've discussed many times on the podcast.
Yeah, look at that. There's even an iPad or an Apple logo there too. So looks like we definitely will be getting a version of it on the iPad as well. Again,
Yeah.
probably just the toy box version, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Again, I just want to. I'm reading the fine print here. It's saying Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow are included in starter pack. Additional characters and content sold separately. I just see an incredible um, conflict here of like, are we going to call this a starter set or is it a play set? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it
Like,
is a starter. A starter set comes with figures and a base and the game.
and I guess you could say so. The starter set comes with the play set, but then it's like, yep, I don't know. It's confusing because
Well, who's to say too? It's not going to be multiple Avenger playsets, multiple stories.
yes,
Like maybe there'll be three stories or three chapters that make up the length of it.
yep, I don't know. Interesting. Because again, even if they went like as I suggested and went the Disney Classics route and created a Disney Classics starter set, well, you don't want that because you don't want to have to buy if you can't buy the Marvel, the Avengers play set separately without the base and so on. Well, no one wants to do that either. So
Right.
We will find out. I'm sure we'll find out the more specifics at E3, I guess.
Yeah. Well, this is good though. It's good. They're just dropping this content. A lot of people, and we even got some fan mail saying, or listener mail saying that they were expecting it to be Big Hero 6 because there's a new teaser that dropped for that today as well. Glad to see that it's still Avengers. Well, still what a little bit of what we've seen, so we can kind of spread out those big things over time. But it's gonna be heating up. It's just gonna continue.
Definitely, definitely. But I think, as we discuss, I think we'll probably maybe see the Galaxy of Guardians
Guardians of the
playset,
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, sorry, at the playset at E3,
Um,
maybe.
there or Comic Con, I would say. I'm not saying no at E3, but there's still so much information that we're waiting to find out about. I don't know if they would, because that movie drops in August, and it was perfectly timed for the starter. Well, not the starter, but as a playset at release. So they may want to hold that under their hat a little bit more. But
I just think whatever we see next, it will probably solve this mystery of how this whole
yeah.
Star playset thing is going to play out and how it works, particularly.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I'm hoping that at E3 I can almost guarantee they're going to be showing off the Avengers playset and playing the Avengers playset, but hopefully by then they really show us what this whole 2.0 thing is about and how they're going to deal with it.
Exciting times. You'll be there to cover it.
Yep, we will have a presence. I will be there taking video, and we will be having post E3 shows to discuss about all the news, and we'll be bringing you video from the show floor as soon as we get it, which will be the first day of E3. So make sure you check us out. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/DisneyInfinityTV, and you can also check us out on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and our website is Disney Infinity TV. Jason, this was a good breakdown. We were able to glean a little bit, and as always, we guessed a little bit as well.
Yep, well, that's what we do, and I'm looking forward to doing plenty more after E3. And be sure to let us know if you've got any theories on what you think the play sets and starter packs, how that's all going to iron out. Shoot us an email or on Twitter, and I think we'll probably devote a little bit of discussion to more of that in next week's show.
Yep, we record the shows live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and you can find that at DisneyInfinity.tv, or you can email us at info@DisneyInfinity.tv, or our Twitter at DisneyInfiniTV. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in. Next trailer drop, we will be breaking it down just like we did tonight. So until then, we hope to see everyone on the show and on the podcast and breakdowns, and yeah. Have a good one.